Welcome back. Welcome back. It's the David Weave Doctor. Located in Bowie, Maryland, honey. And watch out, honey. The Weave Doctor has on some new lashes. Wink, wink. And also the Weave Doctor has on some more custom unitives. Yes, I got on some new custom unitives today. Hello. We have on our raw Peruvian, this is our raw grade hair. And this hair. Now, some of you guys be wearing y'all wigs and weaves too long. I can't help some of y'all going to be wearing it every day, morning, noon, and night. Sleeping in the hair, playing in the hair, laying in the hair, slaying in the hair. Okay? Then wonder why your hairline is thinning out. Okay? Because you wear your wig too much. Okay? But anyways, hello, good afternoon. So pretty much with these custom units, and that's why, I have some people, they still like to buy them Amazonian wigs. They like to go on Amazon.com and try to find out how to look cute for cheap. Okay. And the thing about it, I'm not going to lie, the Wig Doctor, and if there are other brands out there, some of these wigs, now they can get you through, baby, but they may not get you to. This is Verma Summit. I don't know who Verna Summit. You're going to have to write if you are a business, if not. Because I have some people in here, child. They be trying to sell the Weave Doctor something. The Weave Doctor ain't buying nothing. How do you charge for your wigs? And how much do I charge? So I'm probably going to add Verna in a little second after I answer this question. So pretty much the installs, I have an affordable install. Those pretty much begin at $265 and up. The hair is not included, so you have to bring your own hair. And then we have the more people who want to get like a real hair replacement install, that is just like a basic type of install. If you want a full hair replacement install, when I mean hair replacement, they have a lot of people out here that will just install a wig and it's only going to be pretty much temporary, even though we do use strong glues, even for those who have alopecia. But the difference is how long the wig is going to last as far as the installation and throughout the entire maintenance. Now, let me see who this Verna Summit is. He trying to sell the Weed Doctor something. I ain't got no friends in India, even though my ex-sister-in-law was Indian, honey. She from Sri Lanka. We ain't answering that call. Hello. So there is a difference between, just doing a basic, and some people wonder when they go to a hair replacement salon or alopecia salon, it costs sometimes a little bit more or sometimes a lot more money than a traditional place that you're going to, because number one, they have an expertise in hair loss. There are certain methods, certain different type of glues, certain different, just certain common knowledge about installing units with adhesive and or with or without adhesive for alopecia. So the $265, that's pretty much our affordable alopecia one. And that one is done very quickly. And then we have another install done. That one lasts. We have some clients with that install. Now, again, it's not for everyone. Hello, Miss Badmar. That's another thing. We have some clients, after they get their unit installed, it's lasting at least about 6 months. Some people go 6 weeks to 8 weeks. Now, I don't advise that, but I guess those are for the divas that might be on a budget, honey. They are trying to budget. They're trying to budget their way to success, okay? If you have to budget your way to success, there's nothing wrong with that. However, you do have to realize by you doing that, your units, the lace front part is probably not going to last as long. Also, you may develop more matting than other clients. The lace is probably going to bald sooner. So you're going to have to replace your front closure pieces out sooner and switch them out sooner than what you normally would probably have to do. So that's just comes with some of the territory of not getting your custom wigs or your hair replacement maintained on a consistent basis. Now, there is a technique, and actually the Weave Doctor, I'm going to take some more classes, but I've had a lot of already glueless install methods anyway. So now for some of those installs, those can be pretty much, you can kind of go a little bit longer because those are actually considered like extension installs for alopecia. However, the only thing that I would say is that if you do that now, you're just not, you can go longer, but you are going to still have to get the reinstall price. It's not going to be as the same as getting like a wig maintenance. You're going to have to pretty much that in with our harness and with some different buddy systems, some different type of harnesses that they have out there. With some of those apparatuses, you have to reinstall the actual hair unit a little bit more frequent. Some of you guys, I don't know what y'all be doing. Y'all be waiting to Jesus come on until you take out them tracks, okay? Until you take out them wig extensions. You really are not really supposed to be doing that now. And as far as the extensions goes, now sometimes if you're getting an extensions, now I'm not talking about a hair weave, you may be able to go a little bit longer, but you're just going to have to replace it about every 6 to 8 weeks. So these are just some of the different things, especially for those who have alopecia. Yikes, I lost y'all. Thanks for answering. I have alopecia interested in your service. I'm in the Maryland. Oh, great. Yes, we're located in Bowie, Maryland. And today we actually are going to be answering a lot of questions. And let us know if you have any more questions. Hello, we're going to be talking about the different, what is hair replacement? Hello, we're going to be talking about what is hair replacement, the different type of services. Again, when you go to a hair replacement salon, it's not like you're going to Bonquisha's and they, a lot of people just going to use that Ghost Bond or what do they use now? Ghost, buy some from like the beauty supply store. Those hose generally for alopecia may or may not last. Now, some cases, maybe if they're doing a full, complete shaving of the hairline and they're putting it directly on the scalp, then in some cases that method can last a little bit longer. Hair replacement pretty much is a fancy word for giving people a hair alternative, especially for those who have alopecia. Because in most realms, if you're trying to replace hair, you're gonna have to do it surgically. So pretty much we're doing it non-surgically. And if you go to a right practitioner or somebody who does hair replacement, it can end up looking very natural. And in a lot of cases, if they're using high-end hair, the lace and all that, a lot of people would not necessarily be able to tell that it's not necessarily your hair, or it will not be as, it's just not going to look the same as you wearing maybe like a cheap wig. And also with it's like an upgrade from the 27 piece. We have a lot of people that try to inbox us asking us about them daggone balled up 27 piece hair. Why do y'all keep trying to get this balled up 27 piece hair? Now, the 27 piece hair, I would admit, again, it is a nice alternative, especially for a hair replacement, especially if you're trying to save more money. Only thing with those methods, you're not able to shampoo that. And with a lot of those methods, also they're using this gacky type of serum that they're pretty much just plastering all over your hair follicles. Weave Doc does not agree with that. That's why I don't even do it no more. Okay, they be trying to inbox me to ask me, do I want to do that? Some of my clients that used to be my clients, they done got kicked to the curb because I just don't do it anymore. After I really got more into trichology, which is the study of hair follicles and of hair loss, I just decided that I did not want to use that. Plus, I'm finding out there are a lot of African Americans who come to our salon who are allergic to latex, and I did not know that definitely was what they said. Put the last straw that broke the camel's back. When I found out that had latex, and a lot of my clients, there are several clients of mine who are allergic to latex. I said, look, I don't want them to have no anaphylaxis up in my spot. Okay, so that's another reason. Now, maybe the weave doctor, if she finds some glue that she that does not have latex and that can be used as alternative, I may look into it. I might just be willing to try it out. But the most popular glue that's out there is latex. And so many clients, there are a lot of people I'm learning, especially since the pandemic, who have latex allergies. So that's why another reason why I stopped using it. I don't want use things that pretty much put my clients' health in jeopardy. And a lot of people I'm finding out, they don't necessarily tell you they got latex, got a latex allergy. So anyways, we don't use that. And another thing with those methods, you cannot shampoo. And a lot of times that glue is something about it. Now they claim they have different anti-mold and sweat, different type of features with that glue. But to me, the hair, the clients come back, the hair is just sweaty, it's nasty, it's gummy. It melts down. It does not hold up well at all. And that's another service that needs to be redone about every I would say maybe once a month, maybe 6 or 7 weeks. But again, you are going weeks and weeks without shampooing your hair. The weave doctors think it's nasty. I'm sorry. Just like I seen the other day, I was going to do a reaction to it, but I don't know if I feel like doing a reaction to her. But she's telling people to leave wigs in people's hair for 6 months. Okay? The wig doctor has a big problem. Now, I'm not sure if that lady is telling people not to wash their hair at the same time. So I have a big, big issue with people not shampooing their hair. To me, I just think it's nasty. Not only is it nasty, child, not only is it trifling, okay, or bad or nasty, but also, it's very bad, poor on the scalp health. It actually, if you're already dealing with thinning hair, alopecia, your hair needs to be receiving adequate amount of blood flow and massage pressure, doing some type of massage techniques to try to generate the hair flow in the scalp. If you just put if you get one of them 27-piece hair weaves or wigs, honey, you're not even going to be able to touch that scalp. Okay? So that's probably another reason why I do not do that. Is kind of, to me, is promoting a lazy hairdo. It does look nice and it does lay very, very flat, but I feel like just by you investing a little bit more, getting a full lace unit, you'll be able to shampoo it. It will lay just about as flat or even flatter. Also, with the full lace units and the hair systems, you can get parts. You can put it in a ponytail. You can part it from ear to ear. Kind of, you can even get cornrows if you want. So that to me seems like that is a better one than just trying to find a way to find the cheapest option of getting your alopecia covered. Plus, it's a lot more healthier as well. And a lot of people don't realize when you don't shampoo your hair, you are allowing yourself to be more susceptible to hair loss because the DHT hormone and the different toxins are building up in the scalp. Too much sebum is building up in the scalp. If you don't shampoo your hair, if you're not brushing, if you're not taking down your wigs in a proper amount of time, your hair, it really works very well for your hair to get strengthened by you brushing your hair out, by you shampooing it, so it's good to get those reinstalls at least every 6 to 8 weeks. It has a lot of good benefits to it. All right, so now moving along. These are some of the different techniques. These are just some of the different techniques that we do with hair replacement. Again, hair replacement is a fancy method for just saying that we're pretty much trying to find ways to cover your alopecia, and you're going to go to a specialist that specializes in that, and they have different techniques that make the scalp look pretty natural. Or even if they're not focusing on customizing, they are focusing on keeping that wig from falling off your head. Again, I told you can now. There are other salons who do quote unquote lace frontal installs, but when you have alopecia, and especially severe alopecia, you're going to have to take some extra measurements to make sure that daggone wig don't be falling off your head like people on YouTube and Instagram. Okay, you're going to be looking crazy. All right. So some of the different methods of doing hair replacement are braidless systems. That's some different systems. I actually used to do it years ago. Then I started. Sometimes I bring back different methods. But I'm going to bring back some more of those methods and take some extra training on that, because I'm learning that there is a desire. There's a desire. Not everyone wants to wear a unit. So, and with the weave methods, the weave doctor really do not like to do weave on people who are dealing with hair loss, because people don't realize a lot of people do not have enough hair to actually withstand a sew-in. And that's a really big thing. I don't know what is it with women nowadays, especially who have hair loss. They are trying to get, honey, why are y'all trying to get stuff that's not for you? So there are so many different people who are trying to get installs, weave installs. And when I mean weave installs, typically is going to be all braided down. And the problem is that a lot of people do not, once they get to that point, in most cases, and it's funny because most people who are asking that, they do not have enough hair to get an install. And if they do, it's going to put a lot of tension and pressure on the hair. So, but if you want to, child, like the doctor said, if you want to be hard headed, I do that service, and that one with those services, we have to use hair nets on it and different type of netting so to go on top of the head. Now, there's some people that's being bad out there. I've had some people ask me recently, can I, I have alopecia, but I don't want to get a net. I said, but you don't want me to do your hair, okay? Them tracks are going to be up on the ground. The the minute that you get your hair shampooed, all of those tracks are going to start shifting. And that's another reason why the weave doctor is getting out of doing sew-ins for women who have severe alopecia, because the install just does not last as long. And when it's an excessive amount of weight on the hair on each individual strand, even though at times you're using the net, it's still a lot of weight, because a lot of people are trying to add on tracks to each individual session. That's why I'm going to start bringing back my braidless installs for those who have alopecia. Now, those are a little bit more expensive, but they're healthier for the hair. It's not as much tension on the scalp. And then pretty much you have your own hair system left over afterwards. So you don't have to come, and also using some of the glueless attachment type of systems, hair systems. I've been doing that for a while too. That's another method that I do that does not, for those who want to get an install or a weave, but we are not applying all of that tension on the scalp. Because, for some people, they are only dealing, but my mom used to say, you may only have 10 strands on your head. And after you get that, you're going to have 3. Okay. Because the amount of tension. And a lot of people that I'm finding that want weaves, and it's sad to say sometimes, they are wanting a weave because they do not want to remove their hair in a timely fashion. So I've seen a lot of clients who are wearing weave wearers. Now, I know this is not everybody, but honey, if you fall in this category, you may have to reevaluate some things, okay? And that's probably another reason why some people, they want to get a hair weave with alopecia is because they want to keep it in their hair for a very, very long time, like braids. However, when you have alopecia and if you are wearing hair weave or extensions, that has to be removed sooner, because then you're adding additional weight on the hair follicles, and you could possibly, while you're trying to rebraid the edges, a lot of times people don't even have enough hair to reposition the weave or the hair unit. That's why we like for people to get their units removed every 6. The least, the greatest amount of time may be 8 weeks, 6 to 8 week period. So you cannot just get these different type of installs and expect to wear them for 4, 5 to 6 months. It's not hygienic, your hair. And that's another thing. Most African Americans and even Caucasians, I've seen it. I've had a Caucasian client, she did it before. She had on a wig, honey. Well, it actually was like a weave and wig integration piece that the weave doctor created. And honey, it was just a mess. After 4 or 5 months, she kept it in. That hair was matting. It was like a full out dreadlock. And so that's another thing. A lot of people do not realize they cannot leave these different hair systems. They were not created. Now, even though the top of your hair may look good from the weave or the wig or whatever you got on, but it is not intended for you to just go for, and I don't know where we got this ideology from. I know maybe with the extension era came out, a lot of people started believing, that they can just go longer. These, most cases, these units and these extensions, they were not designed for you to wear these different things long term for a long span of time. All right. Now, as far as, and if you're going to get a hair replacement, typically it uses nets. You could use a wig or a unit or a hair system. And some of these different wigs and hair systems, they are customized to the individual's head. So that's another thing. We have some clients that come to us who would normally buy some of the more affordable wigs on Amazon or other places. However, they then learn that the wig is too big and it is not alopecia friendly. Okay. That wig is going to fall off your head. Let the wind blow. Okay. And try to put a band on your head, and the band will end up on the ground. Okay. Child, the band is going to end up on the ground. Okay. And so, so that's why they call the wig doctor and other people who do the lace frontal installs, because they don't want that wig to fall on the ground. Now there are different things that you can do to customize. Even the because I do sell wigs that are not all alopecia made, but I have a way of customizing because I'm a hairstylist and a hair replacement specialist. I'm able to customize some of these wigs so that at least it will still look decent. Now, will it lay as flat as some of our mesh, or now we're even bringing back the breathable units where they have actual spaces and gaps all throughout. These for the individuals who want to have a lot more airflow to the scalp. So, and we really suggest that, especially, because we make our own hair growth solutions at pervirginmain.com. And I probably need to put that in the chat. You can go on there and child, you can begin, take a look. It's in the book and read the rainbow. Okay. You can go on there and you can, purchase some of our hair growth oils. And these oils, some people say, well, I already got a hair growth oil that I found online. Okay, it ain't like our hair growth oil. Number one, it's all organic and natural ingredients. A lot of these different products out there, they are watered down. They are not, they're using derivatives of herbs. When the weed doctor just used the whole complete herb already, created. I'm just putting the herbs that God made. Okay. So anyways, getting back on topic, that's another thing that we do. So you can use, when you have a unit that's customized for alopecia, and what I'm saying that we have different type of wigs that you can actually create them. They can be created and measured. They can have different slots so that you can insert your different creams. You can go to the dermatologist and they'll be able to insert different things to your scalp. Okay. So and then as I was talking about the other one that we started bringing back. The other one that we brought back recently. We've actually been doing that unit for a long time. We had stopped using because at that time they weren't making the proper sizes for that cap. So now, honey, they have gotten hip. Okay. They are making sizes for all women head sizes. So now we're offering that the different unit that has the hair oil, the holes all throughout the unit, and that is really, really good, especially for women who said that they are hot. So that one is a perfect solution for an individual who is tired, of wearing wigs, quote unquote, especially some of those hot wigs y'all be saying from the beauty supply store, or even just buying, and some of the wigs when you buy them online, they're not customized to you. They're just what the company may have in stock and what people feel like is going to sell the fastest and the most efficient way of making a product at the cheapest amount. So when you're getting a custom wig by the DMV weave doctor or through somebody who does hair replacement, you're able to get pretty much, I guess it's like how some people have a custom car inside, they add on all these different features as opposed to just going to the junkyard. Okay. You're going to the junkyard and getting somebody else. He said, yep. Going to the junkyard and getting somebody else's hoopty. Okay. Now, the same thing goes with hair, too. A lot of people do not realize some of these hair strands that with the more affordable strands, you think you're saving, but the hair industry is not regulated. So you could be buying anything. You could be buying plastic hair. Most of it is plastic. That's why I do the joke of synthetical. I like to joke around and make a lot of jokes. I love Medea because my mother is a French Creole and she likes, that's part of our culture, the Louisiana, Mississippi culture. And, and they talk like that. So I like to imitate Medea. I love Medea. But with all that being said, that's why I make jokes and laugh at synthetical wigs, because a lot of times people are purchasing these wigs online and they are not, they don't know what they're purchasing. So that's just the only bad thing when you're purchasing some of, when you're buying some of these different type of things, you don't know where it's coming from. With the synthetic hair, a lot of time they're finding these hairs on the ground. They're getting it from a lot of different hospitals. They're mixing it up, flipping it up. You just don't know what it is. It's kind of, I hate to call it bad dope, but it's like, something similar to that. You don't know what the heck you're getting your hands on when you're purchasing some of these items. So that's all. With all that being said, I'm not trying to scare anybody. We just want to make sure, that you know what you're purchasing. Because some people will feel like, well, what is the difference of me buying this maybe $150 to $300 unit, and you're selling a unit for $1,000 plus? Now, I will say a lot of our units, they come with the installation at a very reduced rate, and sometimes if we're doing specials, the installation is almost included, so you're saving automatically anywhere from $100 to $300. Okay, y'all can't mess with the weed doctor. Okay, so some people they're complaining about. Sometimes they may complain about the price of the units, but you have to look at for the long haul. If you buy a unit that has high enough quality that is custom made, it can last you months and months and possibly years. I have units years and years old. Now, again, I will be honest, as you wear them and you shampoo them, they will begin to shed lightly. And you may possibly have to add in extra hairs, or after a couple of years, you probably just have to replace the unit. Say like this unit, I love this baby. Now, the weave doctor was doing too much. This is 22 or 23. I think this is 20. Is it 24 inches? Child, the weave doctor was trying to get her whole entire life back. I'm really feeling like Pocahontas today. Okay, so let's get back on topic. So, and another thing, a lot of people want to know: can these hair replacement systems be glued down? Can they be glueless? Now, that's one thing with the mesh and the glueless method. They can practically be 100% glueless. Now, again, it pretty much covers for all people who have alopecia. Now, if you have a certain degree, if you have extreme alopecia, you may or may not be able to get that, or you may have to get a frontal closure piece, and you may have to possibly use some adhesive on that. But again, it's on a case-to-case basis. That's why we do consultations for all of our clients, so that they are able to find out what is the best solution option for them. And now that's the most popular one to get glue. Even though I know there was a glueless trend through America, everybody wanted to get a glueless and tapeless this, tapeless that, and then when your wig is on the ground, you're gonna be looking sad. Aha! Is that a wig or a weave? What is a wig or weave in my hair, or which one? The hair replacement I have on a unit, so I guess it's a wig. But again, it's custom made. I select whatever hairs I want, how thick I want the hair. So she didn't answer back. So pretty much the glue down, the glue down version for alopecia works in many cases, especially if you're using a good enough adhesive. Now, if you want your hair to be in tip-top shape all the time, you don't want no glue or lifting, you may have to frequent the salon. I probably need to put that down in my questionnaire, because I had some clients, not a lot, but some people recently, they wanted it, child, they want to be making hot love to whoever they making it to, okay? Going to the gym, doing backflips, swimming in the ocean, and then don't even want no lifting at all, okay? Now, if you do all that, if you have a very active lifestyle, you're probably going to have to pay for additional glues and different type of serums to make sure you have the most sweat-proof and oil-proof, wig install or hair replacement install procedure. And so now the wig, that's one thing about glues. Glues can be very customizable. They have a lot of different glues. Now, sometimes if you are one of those people, if you always have issues with lifting, number one, you may have to just be someone who have to go through a process of shifting out and finding the correct glue for you. There are so many out there. They have glues for cancer patients, glues for those who do not, non-toxic glues. They have latex-free glue. I think they even have silicone-free glue. They have some that are like acrylic. Okay, child, it's like putting on some nail glue on your hairline. Now, I necessarily wouldn't advise that, but there are some people out there, their hair shifts and they have so many issues, or they have a very high, I guess, their lifestyle is just very, 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 I don't know what to call it. They just have a very active lifestyle. And so they would need to use pretty much the strongest thing out there, period. Okay. Now, I will say, when you have a hair replacement, you do not need to be being nasty. The weed doctor don't like to be nasty. You cannot be gluing no glue on top of glue. We have some clients that may ask us to do it every now and then. Weed doctors do not like to do that. Only reason is because it's like bacteria. It's like you're layering old, I don't know, just imagine if you cook something, then you're going to cook some new food right on top of it. It's just not that hygienic. Someone says, I want to get a good unit that I can take off every night. Yes, And it's the perks of getting a custom unit. There's some kinds, if you want to stay within an affordable range, typically with the install and styling included under $600 or $500, then you may want to consider getting some of our pre-stock units. If not, then the other units, they are more pricier, but they last longer in long run. And if you get a custom fit unit, those are even better because you have the more you more than likely are going to be able to remove your install unit daily. You're going to be able to use tape. If you want, you can even use some bobby pins. We have some clients that do that because the unit is pretty much being fitted custom to their head. And we now are offering that service, even though it costs a little bit more, but now we are buying individual tapes and stuff for the client so that they can get the perfect exact fit for them. Okay, even the mode. How far are you from New York? We are in the DMV, so I believe New York is about 3 to 3.5 hours from us. So yeah, but yeah, you can fly on out, honey. You don't even have to fly though. Most people from New York, they just drive because it's not really that far. But I guess it's depending on how fast you drive too. And then as far as the fittings, you can do those virtually, or you could come in person. Some people like to come in person. Now, for those mold fittings that we were talking about, now that pretty much fits like a glove. And so now the other ones are pretty good too. But if you wanted to fit for the most snug one with the mold, it fits like a glove. However, it takes a while to get that production going. So, you may have to wait about 4 months for that. If you don't have the time for that, we would suggest you getting our upgraded custom unit where we use different tapes and things, different measurements, more precise measurements. Then recently we started even doing modes for those who want to do it, so we pretty much have ways of working the base of the unit to make it fit even more custom for the individual. So typically those are just some of the options. Some people use tape because sometimes even with the lace, especially if you don't add bands and different things, sometimes the lace still can buckle in some cases. So it really just depends on how your unit is fitting to your head. That's why it's best to get, custom measurements for whatever you're getting. Now we have a lot of people actually say like for that to remove their wig daily. Some people, they like to use gel or sprays like that got to be gel or spray or those lace different type of sprays to keep up with the hairline so that they are not constantly using glue. And I'm not against it. It's just if you're going to use that method, you're going to have to do a little bit more maintenance than the average individual. Hello. So you're going to have to do more maintenance. That's going to consist of you either using mousse, and mousse is one of those things that help to make the edges look good without, like I didn't use any glue today. I like to be as natural as I can as far as with chemicals and all that is involved. So I didn't use any glue for today. Then also you can use gel and mousse hairspray. And this is just something that you can do to put it on, if you want your hairline to look neat. If you don't, then I guess you can just slap your wig on, okay? But, and also it just really depends on how you wear your wig. If you're going to be doing baby hairs and all of that, you may want to apply, gel or some type of mousse but then around the hairline and then tie it down. It just depends on how uniform you want your unit to be looking on a day-to-day basis. So these are just some of the things to look into. Also, let's see, is there anything? So you use lace when you don't see the window screen lock. Yes, now that one, there are different types of lace. I will say for most lace, sometimes it has that screen thing. I don't know. I probably got some grids on mine, but that's not a big thing for me. But there are other different bases, special materials, different things where you don't have to see necessarily the grid. Also, you can purchase HD lace. That one is pretty natural as well. That lace blends in very seamless with individual. It is an upcharge, but it's well worth it. So that's something to look into. If you want to get a really nice quality wig, you don't want to see the screen doors. You don't want to look like, child, you're about to go out fishing or hunting. You don't want nobody looking at them screen doors, bringing in all the gnats and the bats. Okay, you're gonna have to get you some HD lace, or get it tinted. Yes, I do have that. Yes, I had that. And then there's another different type that a lot of people don't know about, which is heavily used in hair replacement installs. That does not have any type of hose whatsoever. So again, but it has a different base to it. So it really just depends on what you're looking for, and that's the beauty of getting a custom unit. You can make it customly however you want to, and then also we work with insurance, different insurance providers, so we're able to get some people's wigs covered, especially if it's for cancer. And coming up, we're still landing a deal with the VA, so we're probably going to have that rolling around. We already can. You can still get paid. We can get paid through the VA currently right now, but we're going to even be doing it in a greater way. So if you're in the VA, you definitely can pretty much get your wig covered for free if you have alopecia. What about color? What is the turnaround on custom? Again, it depends on what type of hair you want. If you have the hair in stock, sometimes we do that within the next couple of days. If not, it can take about 2 to 3 weeks. It also depends on what level of customization. Some people, they want to get hair dyes. They're trying to get Beyonce color. Okay, child, they trying to be extra. They trying to do the most. That's going to take a little bit more time. So I would say maybe a 3 to 5 week turnaround, depending on how much customization you want. If we have the hair in stock, then possibly 1 to 2 weeks. But if you want a lot of customization, you want the measurements to be fitting, just different things like that, then that takes on more time. And then you guys can just DM me. And then as far as there is a link that I'm going to put in the chat box. I think I already did it on Facebook, but this is the link where you guys can go online to book for a consult. This is just a brief consultation. If you want to do the 45-minute session, that is $95. But this one is pretty much complimentary. And even with that, there's a form attached with that. And with that form, you can go online and you can pretty much begin the process so that we can start putting you in the right direction for your custom unit. I'm also going to do it on my other platform as well with the hair replacement. So guys, just make sure you get your custom unit. The custom unit has a lot of options. You can get it to fit your head. You can get it with the appropriate amount of lace density. You can get the coloring done to your preference. There's a lot of different options out there when you're trying to get hair replacement done. And that's why you should go to a hair replacement specialist. Don't go online and think you're going to get the world. Okay? Don't be going online and buying from, what's the name of the place? Amazon, and you're trying to get all these different perks. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be able to get all of that. So now the Weed Doctor, it is her lunchtime. And we hope to be answered a lot of your questions, and make sure to inbox us for any more questions for next week. All right, we hope you guys have a wonderful summer, and the 4th of July is going to be coming up. Okay. I don't know if the Weed Doctor is going to go live on 4th of July. Maybe on that Wednesday or Thursday we might. All right. But you guys have a wonderful afternoon. All right.